Hello, beautiful family. Today we are making the most delicious red velvet cake. Let's dive into the making. In our pan, let's first grease our pan. I'm here using my cake release recipe. If you don't have it, please check the page so you can have it in your kitchen. So let's sieve our dry ingredient by adding our cake flour. And if you don't know how to make cake flour, check the page. Definitely you are going to see the video and the recipe to use. So here I'm just sieving the cake flour, and after I've sieved it, I'm going to add my cocoa powder to it, and also some baking soda and some salt to it. So I will use my whisks and make sure I mix them to blend. When it's done, I'm going to set it outside. So here is my bowl for the wet ingredient, and here I'm using buttermilk. If you don't know how to make buttermilk, check the page also. You will see the recipe and the video, and some vanilla flavor, and I'm using this dry powder red velvet color. So here I'm going to add, I use a half teaspoon for this dry powder, and I'm going to dissolve it in the buttermilk mixture and set it aside. So here we are going to mix our butter, softened butter, and some granulated sugar, and also vegetable oil. So we are just going to mix this stage, all this one to it is light and fluffy. So here you can also add your egg right now, but I like to mix it before adding my egg. So here I have my room temperature egg, 2 eggs, and I've added it to it, and I'm going to mix it. And as you are mixing it, make sure you scrub the side of the bowl so that everything is well blended. So after I've finished this stage, I'm going to make sure I mix it. All this mixing is going not to more than 5 minutes, you'll be done. So here you can even use your stand mixer also, and also you can use your hand whisks to make this recipe. So you see me, I add a first batch, I share the dry ingredient first batch into it, and I mix it a bit and add the buttermilk color mixture inside. So be careful while mixing it, because your work table might stay with some red color, and because you are working with red. So now you see me adding the last batch of the dry ingredients. So this cake, you do not want to over mix it, because this cake is super fluffy, super moist, and it's a very tender cake. So I have to remove my wicks and use my spatula to make sure I fold it to all my ingredients together, because I don't want to over mix it. But if this process, if you are using a stand mixer, just gently make sure you mix it on a low speed and everything combine and smooth, and you know that is okay. So here we are going to share the cake batter into 3 pan. Here I'm using 6 inches pan. If you are using 8 inches pan, you are just going to have two, but because it's 6 inches, I'm having 3 cake slice here, each cake I mean. So here I'm using my palette knife to make sure I spread the top, just to make sure it's light, and I will transfer it into my tray so that we can bake our cake. So here is our finished baked cake. You see how these cakes are looking perfect. I like to weigh my cake batter so that every time your cake, you see them, they are coming the same height. So you see, you put your a toothpick or your skewer and it comes out clean, you know your cake is done and it's ready. And if you are using oven thermometer and your timer, you won't have problem with it. So here I just run my knife at the side, just to make sure in case of any batter sticking to the side. So you see me just pouring it, and this cake is super moist, is so delicious. Here you just remove your baking paper from it. If you are making red velvet, because it's a tender cake and moist cake, you have to make sure you put some baking paper under the pan. So you see this cake, to even carry it is something, because the cake is super moist. So here most time I like to shield it if before frosting, putting frosting on it. So here I'm just going to make sure I covered it with my cream cheese frosting. And you know, cream cheese and red velvet cake, these are match in heaven, make in heaven. So you can check the previous video to learn how to make cream cheese frosting that you can use for your red velvet, carrot cake and other beautiful dessert. So you see me here, I'm just measuring. I roughly want to cover this cake. I'm not doing any beautiful or a crazy style here, so I'm just doing simple style. And you see here, you can see some crumb is already falling off, so making sure everything is well covered. If this is your first time of you seeing my video, you are highly welcome. Here is easy delicious recipe. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button so that anytime I post new video you get notification. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And also I want to thank all my star, those that send me star to support this channel. Thank you so much. I love you, I love you. You are my beautiful great family here, so thank you so much. So you can see me here just adding some cake crumb on it. So anytime I want to make red velvet, I always take small one. I make small cupcake aside so that I can have for my design if I want to use, because my cakes are always the same height and I don't like to slice them, except if the cake is very very high. But this cake is not high, so I keep aside one little cupcake. That is what I use to make the cake crumbs. So look at our beautiful cake. This cake is moist, is all you need in a red velvet cake, and it's so fluffy and the taste is super. Save this video so that anytime you need this cake, you will have it in your house or your kitchen. And I know my beautiful family can do this. And if you do it, please don't forget to send us photo on our Facebook page so that we can send you beautiful hug. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.